millions of bats. It has got a strange smell. I was sweating, as you can probably see. I have no idea where I'm going. Kaputian Beach. It's so strange. I've been wanting to visit Davao for a long time after many recommendations. It's also home to the smelliest fruit in the world, the Durian fruit. Some chickens. Hello and welcome to Davao City on the island of Mindanao in the Philippines. I've only just arrived, had a very early flight out of Siargao and I'm very tired. But the weather's beautiful, it's a very hot day. I'm just walking around, getting the bearings of the city. But yeah, I'm excited, never been here before, so let's see what it's like. I believe it's the Philippines' third biggest city and it is very busy. After being to Manila and Cebu City, they were both very busy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's like. Feels very humid today. Some chickens. Yeah, it's a very hot day. It feels more humid than I've been used to recently in the Philippines. I'm sweating quite a bit. And I'm getting a bit more attention than normal actually here in Davao. A lot of people asking me questions, speaking to me, which is always funny. Davao and the Mindanao region, it's known for its fruit. So you have the Durian fruit, which I'm going to try at some point whilst I'm here. I've never had it before, but it's meant to smell a bit like rotting flesh, which, I mean, sounds gross. I'm not sure if it's meant to taste that bad. I can't imagine it can be because I don't see how they'd sell any. But yeah, it's meant to have a very pungent smell. One of the places you can buy durian fruit is Magsaysay Park. Also here is the Kadayawan village. This is a village which shows the beautiful, vibrant culture of the Philippines for the future generations. It shows the cultural homes of 11 Davao tribes of the Lumad and Moro groups. It's also a place for friends to relax, and I noticed a lot of dancing too. As I continued my day, I made my way to Long Hua Temple, a beautiful, tranquil Buddhist temple which is one of the biggest in the Philippines. When you travel to the Philippines, you do get extremes in terms of if you're in one of the islands, it might be very quiet, very calm, but then you come to one of the major cities and it's incredibly busy. So I think of Manila, Cebu City here, quite close with the air because it's all surrounded by big buildings and lots of people, lots of cars. It's a new day here in Davao City and I'm feeling a lot more refreshed compared to yesterday. With the newfound energy, I wanted a full day of exploring. My first point of call was to the San Pedro Cathedral. As there was a service going on, I kept my distance out of respect before heading to the People's Park of Davao. It's another beautiful day here in Davao City. Very, very hot, very humid and very sweaty. But I'm just at People's Park at the moment and you see the impact the durian fruit has had on this place because all over the city and all over this park are statues of the durian fruit. They do say it's the king of fruits, so whilst I'm in the city, I'm definitely going to have to give it a try because it's everywhere. You get a lot of street vendors who sell them, like pieces of them, which is what I'll go for because it's got a very hard, spiky outer shell, which obviously you can't break through with your hands. Either today or tomorrow, that's my plan. Very popular park, this one. Lots of people here at the moment because it's Sunday, so a lot of people relaxing in the shade. After leaving the People's Park, I noticed some jeepneys, which will become more important as this video goes on. After walking through a local community, I was on my way to my next destination. This is starting to feel like a slightly different area of Davao now as I'm walking up this long road. Slightly more upmarket than where it was a bit earlier on. It's quite a bit cleaner and a lot more trees, but I'm still by a main road. So it's still a very large one, cars. I'm heading to a place called Jack's Ridge, which will give me a really nice view of Davao, but I think it's quite a walk uphill. So just by taking one right at the road, it's so much quieter now. It's a lot more green. It's a very busy main road, I guess just connecting the whole of Davao to its other parts. Little change of plan. The way I was going to Jack's Ridge seemed to be slightly too rural. And what I mean by that is I was basically walking through like a little communities area. It's a bit inappropriate to be walking through there, so I'm going to go back to the main road, the busy main road, and then go up a longer way. Things I've come to realise here in Davao is the very, very tiny amount of tourists.
As I made it to Jack's Ridge, I was met with the stunning view of Davao City. It was worth the intense heat and miles of walking to make it there.
So one thing that's really cool about this area is in World War II, the Japanese owned this area. They retreated up as high as they could, so they had a good vantage point of when the Americans were going to attack. And then Japanese warplane, which went down, and obviously they've kept it here sort of like a memory. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There's other examples within Davao of the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during the World War II. So I think now I'm going to head back down and try and find other parts of that. It was difficult getting up here. I was sweating, as you can probably see. But I stopped and had a quick Pepsi, which was like the coldest thing in the world. So it was just unreal. But yeah, such a great place. And I mentioned before, but I just feel so much better than yesterday. Just getting that rest. I wouldn't have been able to come up here yesterday. There was absolutely no chance. I've still not had a Durian fruit. You could have got a Durian smoothie here, but I didn't want my first taste to be just a smoothie packed with sugar. I wanted the real thing. But here you can get Durian fruit, anything. Like coffees, frozen version, normal version, get it in cakes. So widely used and available that they just stick in anything.
After seeing a piece of World War II history, I wanted more. So I heard about a tunnel used by the Japanese right here in Davao City, which was only discovered in the 1960s. It's a long, damp, dark tunnel. Flowing water naturally occurs in the tunnel, so you have to watch where you're walking. The tunnel has tiny prisons which were used for captives in the latter stages of the war. The tunnel then got smaller and more cramped. So if you aren't a fan of small spaces, it's something you have to bear in mind. After a busy day exploring Davao City, I headed back for some much needed rest. The start of my new day became an experience of new transport, from a bicycle ride to my first ever ride in a Jeepney. These converted World War II American Army Jeeps are synonymous with the Philippines. It's effectively a bus, but as a foreigner, I had no idea how they worked. It turned out to be an easy hop-on, hop-off bus. I was heading to Samal Island, an island just off from Davao City, so I became one of the last passengers on this Jeepney journey as I headed to the port.
It's all quite confusing. I've been told to wait at different places to get to Samal Island. I have no idea where I'm going. I had no idea on the Jeepney either. First time I've ever been on a Jeepney, and it was confusing because there's obviously no schedule, everyone just knows. And even now, I have no idea where I'm going.
It turned out to be easier than I thought, after being given some contradicting advice. Before I knew it, I was on a big transport ferry for around 15 minutes or so across to Samal Island. Once I arrived, I hopped on a hamel to a natural wonder of the world, the Monfort Bat Sanctuary, home to a record number of Rousette Fruit Bats.
literally millions of bats in this cave. It did have a world record for the amount of bats in one place, and they're so loud. I think the loud ones are mainly the kids, the children of the group. They're all squeaking, and yeah, it's unbelievable to see. It's just so amazing. This sort of place is one of my ideal places. It's just, I love it. I love being around animals, whether it's in the water or on land like now. And it's just such a different thing than I've done before. Because you do see bats in the Philippines. You see them all over the world. Even in England, we do get bats. But I've never seen so many in one place before. It's just incredible. And there's different sections for kids, different sections for where they mate, where just the males go. Yeah, it's incredible how they have such a community out here in effectively the jungle. Yeah, it's unbelievable. As there's millions of bats here, you can imagine there's a light smell, sort of pungent smell, because millions of bats have to make millions of mess, basically. So yeah, it has got a bit of a smell around here, but if you're ever in Davao, you've got to come to Samal Island even just for this alone. I mean, beaches are nice, but this is just unbelievable. So these fruits were fertilised by the bats. So they're known as miracle fruits. That's obviously from all the droppings that they make. As I said before, there's millions of them, so millions of droppings can make millions of trees and fruit. Yeah, not bad.
After getting back on the Hamel, I headed to a little waterfall area to relax in the Samal jungle.
The beautiful Kaputian Beach here on Samal Island, and it's quite windy, but again the weather is unbelievable. Just the wind actually cools me down a little bit. There's only a small area in which you can actually swim on this beach, which is a little bit surprising. It's only very small, it's only a little cove.
After some relaxation, I headed back to the port to make my way back to Davao City. It was finally time for me to try a durian fruit.
I'm back in Magsaysay Park because I finally bought myself a durian fruit. Now the outer shell is so sharp, I couldn't believe how spiky it was, but it cut my finger because I didn't realise how bad it was. So it's been a long day. Getting back from Samal Island, I had to get another jeepney, but this time I was a bit more confident. I understood how it worked a bit more. I don't know how much it was meant to be. I gave 30 pesos, because the last one was 25 and nothing was said, so I'm guessing it was okay. But on the way back, I finally got a durian fruit. So I've been looking for one the last few days, but I've always been too busy, and what surprised me is you can't get them in too many places. I thought they'd be all over the city, but they're just not. So I had to go back to Magsaysay Park, which is where it was on the first day. But the issue is because it took long to get back from Samal Island, it's gone very dark. So I couldn't really go anywhere to sit while I had it because it's too dark. So it's funny, these fruits are often banned from hotels and public transport because the smell is so strong. So I've had it in my bag and I could smell something from my bag just wafting to me. It doesn't smell bad. Mine's still closed, like I said. It's been cut and cut into, and then I asked them just to tie it up so I could just take it away. So it has got a strange smell. I don't know what it is. It's definitely a sweet smell, but it could be bordering on meaty. It's hard, it's really difficult to explain because I don't think there's anything quite like it. It's known as the king of fruits. It's known as one of the smelliest fruits in the world. And I can smell it quite a lot and it's still closed over, so. But also, it's so sharp. Like the spines on it, if you see, get close, they are very, very sharp. But I'm going to unwrap it now and then I'm going to open it up and give it a try. And it could go either way. So let's have a look. Okay, so I've managed to crack open the durian and that's what you get inside. It looks like a giant bean, but I can't even describe what that smells like. That's not helpful at all to anybody who's not had one, but I mentioned previously, some people get really awful smells, like rotting flesh, I've heard, onions, lots of different types of not so nice smells. I've heard a lot of people mention all of them. Again, some people mentioned caramel, a good smell, but I just don't know what that smells like. But the texture, it's really soft. It's almost like pulpy. It's really soft. So I'm gonna get a bit of it now and then give it a try. I don't know what this is gonna be like. It's just a strange feeling. Yeah, it's very mashy. I don't think it smells great. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Anyway. I don't know. That is a strange taste. It's got quite a tart aftertaste. Yeah, it's quite strange. It takes your breath away as you eat it. But it's meant to be really, really good for you. It's got lots of antioxidants. You can see online that people try to describe the flavour and you get some ridiculous, examples of what it could be. And I'm still trying to put my finger on what it tastes even remotely like. Like I said, I've never had anything like it before. It's so strange. It is creamy, it's very soft. There's a savoury taste to it, and that's ridiculous because it's a fruit and it is very sweet. And it's like almost musky in your mouth, and you can feel it in your chest. Or I can feel it in my chest. It's sort of, you can feel it take your breath away a little bit. It's a really strange flavour, it's a strange fruit. But this city is known for it. This is where so many of these durians come from. That was so unhelpful, but I can't describe this fruit. What I would say, if you come to Davao or you're in a country or an area where it has durian fruit, just try it, because your opinion would be completely different to the person next to you, because I can't explain what it tastes like. Nobody else seems to describe it either. Yeah, my final take on it. It tastes a bit like, it's musky, sweet, but it's also got a savoury, almost meaty taste. It's strange, I don't know. But yeah, that's a durian fruit. Alright, so what I want people to comment if they've had a durian fruit before and tell me what it tastes like, what your take on it is, because it's like meat for me. It smells like meat and it tastes like a strange roasted meat. It's the weirdest thing. I've never had anything before that's given me such a weird, confused reaction. Bizarre. The smelliest fruit in the world, durian. Try it.
Getting to explore and learn more about Filipino history is always so interesting to me, and getting to experience memorable moments is what I'm always trying to achieve for each place that I visit, and that came in the form of the Rousette Fruit Bats. Not only this, however, experiencing beautiful beaches and stunning views is always so nice. Then of course came the extremely unique experience of a durian fruit, which I won't be forgetting anytime soon. Check out some more of my videos and subscribe to the channel.